It all began with a spark in my soul, a question, a calling, a purpose to hold. I saw a need the world couldn't ignore, so I opened the door and I chose to explore. Chapter 1, Introduction. With courage and prayer, I laid the first stone, framed the foundation, not walking alone. Defined every term, set the backdrop in place, with a heart full of wonder and God's steady grace. Chapter 2, Literature Review. I sifted through voices from ages before, found scholars and thinkers, and opened the door. I charted the gaps, I mapped what they knew, and prayed for a pathway to something new. Chapter 3, Research Designs. I stood at the crossroads, designs all around. Numbers or stories, what truth could be found? Phenomenon deep or a case to unfold. I searched for the method that the committee would uphold. Each path a decision, each method a lens, to honor the truth that inquiry defends. Descriptive and case study, narrative flow. Phenomenology digs where deep meanings grow. Some chart with numbers, precise and refined, while others let stories and voices unwind. But grounded theory, for those brave and bold, builds wisdom from data where insight unfolds. Keep your eye on the prize, let your heart hold the flame, through the midnight oil and the seasons of strain. He who began it will bring it to light. Your work is your evidence, your steps guided right. So press on in grace, let your purpose arise. You're not alone, keep your eye on the prize. The committee, 3 at the table, each voice shaped my view. The chair with a question, the method 1, 2. The content expert, so sharp and so wise, helped polish my lens and sharpen my eyes. Their feedback refined me, it burned and it blessed. Each revise and resubmit put me to the test. But iron sharpens iron, and so I grew strong. Their challenge, of course, that pushed me along. In the heart. Before I could ask, I was told to be still, to honor the people and guard them with will. The forms, the revisions, the ethical gate, to protect every soul who'd carry the weight. Not just a checkbox, but sacred and true, to do no harm in all I pursue. For every consent and signature gain, I prayed for their safety and wisdom remain. Chapter 4, Data Collection begins. Then out to the field with recorder in hand, I listened to stories I'd soon understand. Through focus groups, voices began to entwine. In questions and silence, the truth would align. Some doors were closed, but others swung wide, as strangers turned experts, transforming thoughts side by side. I gathered each thread, each echo and phrase, and treasured the courage that they gave away. Family's silent foundation, behind it I trade every line of your pen. where meals left untouched and weekends to mend. They carried the load when I couldn't be there, with prayers and patience and burdens to bear. They held back their dreams so I could pursue a vision that often felt distant and blue. But love never wavered, it quietly shined, the truest of partners through schedule and the night. Supporting peers, study rooms late and messages sent. We lifted each other when the courage was spent. One word of grace, one shared despair, reminded our hearts that someone was there. Through laughter and breakdowns, proposals and stress, we cheered through reasons, we clung through the mess. Not rivals but runners on parallel tracks, pushing each other and watching our backs. The defense and celebration, and then came the moment, the final ascent. Shivering voice, my defense was sent. I stood with my word, the chapter, the judge. Sword now forged, I fired them on. Visions came fast, but my answers stood cold. But I'd given this journey the strength of my own, and joy like a flood, the nod, the embrace, a moment of glory, a mantle grow. Keep your eye on the prize, let your heart hold the flame, through the midnight oil and the seasons of strain. He who began it will bring it to light. Your work is your evidence, your steps guided right. So press on, embrace, let your purpose arise. You're not alone, keep your eye on the prize. Tassel now turned, the robe laid aside, but the fire within me continues to rise. For this was a chapter, not the whole tale. The wind's at my back, I'm setting new sail. New questions await me, voices still cry for truth and for justice, for how and for why. So I'll walk ever forward, unbounded, restored, with faith as my compass and vision ahead. No mountain too high, no vision too wide. With wisdom and courage I now will abide, beyond the